Hi guys, let's talk about the new trailer for the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I watched other reviews and everyone is saying how the Snow White is not the same than it was before. And of course, they're right. But is it bad though that it's different now? I mean, let's think a young woman living with the seven men of different ages and races and cleans their house. And her biggest dream is to get married. I guess so she would have to clean after one man, not seven. I mean, seven men to cook and clean for is in Navy SEAL training, come on women. If a man would have to do it, he would rather go to war. So that brings me to 2 points. Number one, the original cartoon came out in 1937. It was just 17 years after women gained the right to vote. And it was only relatively recently when birth control for married women was legalized in 1965. In 1972, women could receive a federal funding for education, and only in 1974, women were allowed to apply for credit without a husband's approval. So this was all legal rights, but it took time to change the world's mentality. So I could say women gained some sort of freedom just recently. No wonder the Snow White in 1937 could only cook and clean and had no say in who is kissing her. She had no saying of who is her true love either, because the top of the dreams of women of that time was to get married. No matter who the husband would be, the goal is to be married. That's all they could do. The fairy tale is not that she was saved by a true love. The fairy tale is that the first and only man she met was handsome, rich, well-mannered, and apparently not gay. So if a girl of a young generation will lay in bed all day waiting for Prince to come, she will be evicted. Because in the modern world, we need to get a degree and get a job and vote for our rights. It's the only way forward if we don't want to clean after seven men, metaphorically speaking. People also talk a lot about the Colombian descent of Rachel Zegler, and that the Snow White is not so white after all, with Zegler staring as a Snow White. But I think she's okay. I mean, the recent Mermaid was a different story, but the original Snow White had brown eyes and black hair, so she wasn't a blue-eyed blonde with pale skin, so the casting is fine in my opinion. Another thing people complained about was the love story, or the lack of it. Okay, so that's where it gets interesting. People complain that the kiss was unconsensual. Well, if you see how they look at each other when they sing together in the forest, I'd say it was very much consensual, even very much asked for. But I believe the Snow White story is really not about love, but more about woman's power and leadership in this version. And I think that's how we need to take the story, as something new, something that's evolved, being influenced by the modern day and time. People also complained about lots of CGI and the dwarfs as well as animals were CGI characters. Well, first of all, the forest was magical, so that makes sense to create CGI characters and have them act in a way that real animals would never do. And the dwarfs, I think it's better that they look more like CGI characters and softens up the reality and still keeps the story magical. I personally really want to see the movie. What do you think, guys? Is it too much, this all woke movement, or it's just how it should be going? Please comment below.
This was my father's kingdom, a place of fairness, but the Queen changed everything.
Take him away!
Your Majesty,
What did you say?
the people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty. But a lovely maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
The Queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. Hello? Is there anybody here?
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
You'll be safe from the Queen here.
The Queen stole everything from all of us. We're gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
Find Snow White.
I close my eyes and see the girl I'm meant to be.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
I